So what's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing? So today I wanted to touch on the topic of rappers that call their albums classic and not letting the public decide for them if it's a classic, if people are feeling it in general. You know, if a wide scale of people are like, yo, this is crazy, check out this new Nas, check out this new Rick Ross, check out this new 50, check out this new whatever. So I want to touch on rappers that call their albums classics before they even get dropped, before they even get a release date. They just keep bragging on whatever you want to call it, that this album's a classic, this album's gonna change this album's gonna do this and that, you know. So I want to just touch on this topic because I talked about it a little bit through Twitter, but I want to touch on it fully. Now, in my opinion, I feel like you're setting yourself up for failure. And when a rapper calls their album a classic, or, you know, says it's hot in general and it's gonna change the game, or it's gonna do this and that for hip-hop, you know, I feel like you're gonna kill yourself because people are looking at it highly now. You know, they're looking at it with the low standards. You know, they're gonna hope it's gonna be better than your last album, okay. But when you call it classic, people look at classics like, you know, it's gonna be played 10, 20 years from now. People are gonna know a bunch of songs that are on here. You know, the songs are still gonna be playing from, like I said, 10, 20 years from now. So when you say it's a classic, you know, it has to be hot through all the boards. You're gonna have to be hitting all the things. You know, it's gonna be going all down. So I feel like when you put yourself on classic mode, if you can't meet those standards that you set for yourself, that other people set for albums that they call or they see as classics, you're really gonna kill yourself. It's better to just let, you know, the public decide what is a classic album. Alright, so for example, Nas dropped his Life is Good album. He didn't compare it to anything, he didn't call it a classic, he just released it. You know, he just thought it would be the right time to drop a body of work, and he dropped it, and he let the public decide if it was good or if it was hot or not. You know, Nas, in my opinion, he killed it. The album, I liked it. You know, other people may like his past, his last 2-3 albums back then. You may like those. You know, you have those other people that are still stuck on Illmatic, saying like this isn't Illmatic. But, you know, in general, the public likes Life is Good. So I find it better if you don't compare your albums to any past work, you know, because you're setting yourself up for either high standards or low standards. You know, you compare it to this album could be bad. For example, let me shoot an example for you. 50 dropped his third album. You know, it wasn't as popular as The Massacre or Get Rich or Die Trying. You know, I didn't know what to expect with this Curtis album, so it's kind of iffy on, you know, what to expect for his next album, Before I Self-Destruct. And then Before I Self-Destruct, he goes and compares Before I Self-Destruct to his Get Rich or Die Trying, saying that it's a better piece of material, which it came out, I feel like it was a lot more aggressive than his third album, his first album. I felt like he was forcing the music out of him. I felt like he was really forcing it, in my opinion, for Before I Self-Destruct. And I also felt that he put himself on a high type of high standards for people. People were like, yo, this better be hot. If it's not hot, that's what 50 lost his fans. People weren't feeling it. People don't want to hear you comparing your first album that did crazy numbers to, you know, your fourth, fifth album. And, you know, you may fell off, you may have a different sound, you know, you mature with your music, so I don't see a point for 50 comparing Get Rich or Die Trying to Before I Self-Destruct, or even his new album. If he does compare it to, you know, his past work, it's not smart. Just, you know, put it in a class of its own and let it stand for itself. You know, you putting it as a seconder saying, yo, if this is better than my first album, you're really gonna set yourself up for high standards, and people looking at this like highly. You're gonna be like, people are gonna check it out and be like, yo, this isn't Give It a Shot. China says this is far different from it. You know, what are you talking about? People aren't gonna like it. They're gonna look at it more highly. They're gonna dislike it on a higher level than, you know, with you saying you like it and you comparing it to a classic. Like I said, artists look at their projects a little bit different than what the fans or other people that are just looking at the project, a completely different perspective. So with that being said, I'm sorry if this video got too long, but I just wanted to throw out my thoughts on rappers calling their albums classics, and that they should just leave this to the general public. Like I said, my best example was the Nas one, where Nas didn't go and say, yo, this is gonna be like Illmatic, or this is gonna be like It Was Written, or Godson, or anything like this. He didn't say any type of albums that were close to it. So I really liked how Nas came out. He let the public basically sit back, decide the music, decide what they liked from it, what songs they liked, what songs they didn't like, and all that stuff. You know, so with that being said, tell me your thoughts on this topic down below in the comment section, and I'm out. Peace.